An eye on the likes of Robinson, Mortimer, and then we have, of course, 85 Richards and the number 10 of Johnson. The 5-second board has gone up, the lights are on, wait for it, go! Great start from Mike Hart, it's a beautiful textbook getaway out in front of Matt Dyer, and is jostling in position behind. It looks like a great getaway for the fourth place man. Clive Richards has come up to, I think, third position. Clive Richards getting a beautiful start as they get underway. Mortimer having to defend from Robinson on the way down to turn 3, and that's a hard charge from, is that Amerson, making his way through into the hairpin for the first time. Very close indeed. Have they all got through cleanly? It's very close indeed as they all try and pick their way through the Dean hairpin for the first time, and amazingly everybody has got through in one piece, with Mike Hart leading the way in the early stages.
Robinson had a terrible start there from the outside of row 2. He moved straight across to the inside to defend, and he was done up the inside going into the Dean hairpin as well, and I think he is in about 7th position, so a terrible start from Robinson. He'll be on a recovery straight away, but it was all good for Hart there, who has got about a 5-length lead, and it is ever growing, isn't it, with every corner, Jake? He is absolutely romping away in the front.
Well, it doesn't happen very often in Caterhams, but it looks like that starting advantage has got him way out in front in the early stages, and if he can build upon this and keep this lead, then he has got things very nicely in his favour. The rest of the field swarming out of the hairpin, the Tarzan, for the first time. Yes, that looks to me as though Richards has got to move up on the inside and into third position. The rest of the field have got through the Dean hairpin nicely, through the Tarzan hairpin, nicely, into the chicane, the end of the lap, and it looks like Mike Hart in the 11 has got an unassailable lead at the start of this race. Absolutely fantastic stuff in the early stages, out of the final turn, and he's got a country mile in Caterham terms. He leads at the end of the first lap. Hart is out in front, Dyer second, Richards third, from Mortimer, Robinson, Day, Johnson, Amerson, White and Rankin is in 10th position. Looks like a move for 5th position.
Richards is also looking like trying to get up the inside.
Yep, that's Day trying to make his move on Robinson. Mortimer trying to go around the outside of Richards.
Yeah, Robinson's got through, I believe, and Richards was trying to come up the inside as well.
A little bit of a wobble there from Richards as he's trying to defend that third position and then make a move for second at the same time.
Yeah, he's found himself boxed in there. He found himself all of a sudden with a gap, but with defending for second going on, he's all of a sudden found Robinson on the back of him. But this is all good news for Mike Hart, whose lead is doubled since he started the start of the second lap. As we see more moves going on there, Robinson looks like he's trying to come up the inside of Richards, but has failed to do so.
It is a train of 8 from second place to 9th at the moment in the second lap of this race. Very close stuff indeed. Mike Hart has got this lead pretty much unchallenged at the moment, but for second place, it is anybody's bet.
Look like, I think Robinson, that would, who'd come from third, and now he's looking at the inside of Dyer. We look like we're going to go 3 across into Tarzan. Not quite yet. It's an exciting start to the race though, Jake, isn't it?
Yeah, very close indeed off the corner as well. It looks to me as though the 7th place man, Johnson, is going to make his move on Day. Didn't quite get a good line off the corner. Johnson got boxed in, and now he finds himself down in 7th position. So Johnson trying to get his move done on Day, but he can't quite get there, and he has to back down. So through again comes Mike Hart. Fastest lap of the race, of course. The second lap of the race on a 1:40.278, and everybody else is on 1:41s and 1:42s. So Mike Hart is romping away.
Yeah, you've got to take the hat off to Robinson though. He's recovering after that poor first lap that he had, and I think we're going to see him challenging for second. He looks up the inside going into Dean hairpin, and it looks like
around the outside comes Richards.
Yeah, 3 across we were there, but Robinson looks like he's pulled that one off. He set that one up coming around turn 1. He took a wider line to get a switchback on the second place man of Dyer, or the former second place man of Dyer. Richards trying to come up the outside of the pair of them, but could not pull spectacular move off, but he sits there in 4th looking to get into the podium positions.
Textbook, absolutely textbook overtake there from Robinson as he pushes his way past Dyer with some spectacular driving behind them up to 7th position. Still hassling Day, still trying to make his way back past him as the number 10 of Johnson as he continues avidly. Graham Johnson, the man from Windsor, to move himself back into 7th place, and he needs to because he's got the 56 of Martin Amerson on his heels as these 7 cars still battle over second place, although it now looks as though with Robinson ahead of Dyer, Robinson has been released and he's now chasing after Hart. These two are looking like they could have a bit of a battle. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake there from Mortimer. Day's going to be side by side.
Yeah, they're side by side now, coming into the last chicane. I think Mortimer is on the inside.
Well defended.
Yeah, well defended, yeah. He ran wide coming through Tarzan there, but just left Day on the wrong side there, so he managed to defend that. As Hart comes across to complete the third lap, Robinson, now with a gap per second, is going to set his sights and trying to close that gap down. But if qualifying is anything to go by, Hart may have wrapped this one up early doors.
So nearly slamming into the wall. Andrew West in the number 9 at the end of that lap. He got a massive tank slammer and came millimetres away from the wall.
Yeah, there was a move, someone trying to size up a move there. I think that was for 5th position. That Day trying to come up the inside.
It might have been, yes.
Yeah, trying to come up the inside of Mortimer there into the Dean hairpin. Wasn't able to do so. Mortimer was wise to it. Looks like we've just settled down slightly. It's good to see the track is still going.
And I think we've only got one retirement so far. There's only one car that hasn't come through according to the TSL timing screen, and that is the 26. That is Roy Gray. So we can't see where he's parked it. I wonder if he's gone on the score straight. Just looking out over the horizon, maybe he has come through and TSL just haven't picked him up yet. It does occasionally happen, it's very rare, but we think that Gray is no longer running because his car is nowhere to be seen. Oh no, now it has come through. There is a slight issue. Gray's transponder has a little bit of a delay. Gray is actually slotting into 21st position. Big slide from Mike Hart out of Tarzan. He is pushing it here. He knows that this race isn't going to be won until that final checkered flag comes down, and Robinson is catching him. Hart just did a 140.6, Robinson on a 140.2.
Robinson really stepping up the pace, isn't he? This is not like what we saw in qualifying earlier. It was a lot closer than this. But Robinson is really fired up for this one. He wants to take the fight to Mike Hart. He does not want to settle for second place. He's got the company.
New fastest lap from Dyer. Dyer in third position has just done a 139.8, and he's lining up Robinson for the move.
Here goes Dyer up the inside into the Dean hairpin. Is he going to pull it off? He's side by side. Robinson looks like he's giving him the room. But Robinson's trying to go round the outside here, Jake. Has he pulled that one off? I don't think he... Yeah, Dyer's managed to pull that move off.
Dyer gets back into second position. Thank you very much for the memories, mate. I'll get straight back through.
Yep, so this is all playing into the hands of Mike Hart out in front, who will be looking in the mirrors and just saying, come on boys, just keep on the battling and I'll just keep pulling away out in front. So here we go.
Well, this race is starting to read a bit like a Formula 1 race in 2013. Mike Hart is doing a Sebastian Vettel, romping away from the rest. And the battle behind them is a big... Oh dear, that's a big accident. 3 into 1 won't go. And there's been a big pile up in the pit path. Somebody lost the wheel there.
Yep, three drivers went across and that did not work into the pit path.
No, indeed. 3 into 1 just doesn't go. I can't... Well, yes, because that is a very nasty accident. The other two drivers got away with it by the look of things. And we definitely have somebody off the pit path. We've got yellow flags around the circuit by the look of it. Yes, safety car. Safety car is being prepared. So safety car is off. And the reason that we thought Gray was out of it earlier was that the 26, his transponder is no longer working. That's the reason why we thought he had gone off the circuit. But yes, we have a safety car. Safety car is out, and that is for the accident. And I can see the driver out of the car, and he is okay, which is good news up a pit path. But that is a race over for him. And that is not what we wanted to see at this stage of the event, to be honest, because we had a good run at the first part of the day. It hasn't quite worked out in their favour, unfortunately. Trying to see who it is, basically, that hasn't come through. And then we will know who it is that has not come through. Can't quite see any damage on any of the other cars, although I probably should see damage on some of the other cars, because that was a bit of a 3 into 1 won't go scenario. It's the number 9. It's Andrew West. Now that is interesting because West had that wayward moment off the final turn and almost went straight into the wall. So he was under massive pressure anyway, and then he desperately tried to go round the outside of those two competitors he was battling with, and well, that was that.
Yeah, that's the end of his race, unfortunately. And actually, he was at the back of that queue, and it looked like he tried to go around the outside, and it just didn't work out for him. But I tell you, Dyer will be the happiest man out of everyone on this field at the moment. He has been thrown a chance to take the fight to Mike Hart, who will be gutted with this safety car because he nearly basically grabbed him. wrap this race up, but this now leaves us all back to square one again, doesn't it?
Certainly does, and Mike Hart will be fuming in that crash helmet. He'll be saying words we couldn't broadcast at the moment. He's got a lead decimated because Dyer, Robinson, Richards, Mortimer and Day are now going to be hot on his heels on the restart. This is all going to come down to how Mike Hart plays this restart. He's got to do it from a very tactical point of view here, but the order after 5 laps: Hart is your leader, Dyer is second, and he is the fastest man of the race, a 1:39.8. Nobody else has done a lap in under 1 minute 40, even the leader. So that is an indication of just how tight the racing is going to be. Robinson third, then it is Richards, Clive Richards in 4th place. 46 is Jonathan Mortimer in 5th, then it is the 20 of Steve Day in 6th. 7th is Graham Johnson, 8th is the 56 of Amerson, 9th is the 87 of Adam White, and 10th is the 18 of Philip Jenkins. Safety car still out for one more lap, so that gives us an opportunity to talk you through the drivers from 11th downwards. 11th is Thacker at the moment, the 66. 12th is Rankin, that's the 14 of Chris Rankin, the man from Harlington. Then we have the 27 of Christopher Wright from Horndon on the Hill. Then in 14th place it is the number 6 of Nick Powell. The 88 of Lay is next in 15th place. That is Chris Lay, the man from Berkhamsted. Then we have Whitehouse in the 44, John Whitehouse, in front of the 42 of Rodney Arnold from Ely. Then Rio in the 50. Then it is 26, the man whose transponder is no longer working. That is Roy Gray. 45 is Paul Mortimer, he's there in 20th at the moment, ahead of the number 3 of Keith Ashworth, the 69 of Russell Tamplin, then the 32 of Mark Lewis in front of the 21 of Matthew Lowe, then comes Simon Cassidy in the 4, the Alan Osborne number 70 is next, and then the 65 of Frank Caldwell from the 24 of Ian Hain, with Andrew West, the only retirement after that accident at the pit path. His car has been cleaned away, I can tell you. And I have a feeling that the damage has been cleaned away by the marshals as well. I can't see anything on the racing line there at pit path where the accident happened, so I would not be surprised if the lights went out on the safety car, this time by.
Hart's going to be going through what is he going to do at the restart. He's going to want to try and get as good as lead as he did on that first lap, because he knows Dyer was coming for him. He was catching him. He was the fastest man on the track. Try and do it, but I can't do it. So, away. It's going to be exciting. Robinson also there in 3rd place. The lights go out.
Yep, the lights do go out on the safety car as they make their way up towards Tarzan. So the safety car will peel in probably at this point. We'll pull off at the school straight, if not at the final chicane. So we wait to see. The safety car is going to go up to the final chicane to maintain law and order. Mike Hart trying to get a bit of an advantage between the drivers already. Dyer and Robinson closing up, and this is where we're going to get the restart off. Hart, Dyer, yeah, he's timed that to perfection. He's caught Dyer, Robinson and Richards and the rest of the field out, and there's about 2-3 car lengths between them already. Now that's not as big as it was before, but that could be the difference between winning this race and losing it, and that was a perfect restart by Mike Hart.
Yeah, I think Dyer was trying too hard to catch Hart out there, and Hart was wise to it. Dyer just backed off and was hoping to time him right up to Hart to perfection and be at a high speed when he caught.
Here comes Robinson.
Here we go for second place rather. Robinson's trying to go round the outside.
He's beaten into the braking zone around the outside. What a move!
Cold tyres on the first lap of the restart. He's pulled that one off, Jake. That was brilliant racing.
Fantastic overtake round the outside of Dean Hairpin. I never would have thought that was possible, even in a Caterham. And that just proves it wrong. Absolutely fantastic restart from James Robinson. Dyer will be kicking himself because now he's down in 3rd position. Although, have you noticed, Mike Hart's lead over Robinson is actually, it's almost as if it's smaller than it was on the restart even. So I wonder if Mike Hart has made a mistake somewhere, or if the pace is genuinely now with Robinson and Dyer.
Yeah, he perhaps made that mistake again, because it certainly looked like he came through Dean okay. Robinson visibly closing that gap down almost through every corner as we're evenly spaced out now between the top 7. I'd say.
Feeling the pressure perhaps at this point?
Yeah, perhaps Robinson with that move that he's done around the outside knows the momentum's with him, and Hart's probably just looking at his mirrors rather than looking where he's going. It's just, once you start doing that, Jake, once you start looking behind rather than looking forward, you just start to slow down, and that's, you can see Robinson now really closing up on the brakes. He's a lot more confident on this restart with the colder tyres. He's probably done a better job again his tyres into temperature quicker.
And it's the attitude of being in second place, chasing down the leader. When you're in second, you have everything to gain. When you're leading, you have everything to lose.
I think once Mike Hart does lose his lead to Robinson, we will probably see his pace really start to increase. As we come through turn one, Robinson is absolutely flying, isn't he?
Well, we're halfway through this race and it just got going. Hart's done a 1:40.420 on the restart.
Moved left fifth place. Is that
Side by side, that's Day and Robinson.
Is that Richards, is it?
Sorry, Day and Johnson close together.
Someone's gone off, seventh place drivers off.
Yeah, it looks to me as though we've had an off there on the exit of the corner. Was that just flicking up the dirt, or was that a full off? Not quite sure.
Certainly that might be the second place.
Well, it just got interesting. Hart just did a 1:40.420 in the lead. Robinson did a 1:39.5, and he's absolutely glued to his bumper. Here we go.
For those of you listening in, they are absolutely nose to tail now as we come up to Gracelands and into Tarzan. I think Robinson's going to be thinking about going for a move there. Will we see Hart defending? They come through Gracelands now. Robinson is glued to the back of him, and that will Dyer will be hoping that Robinson chucks him up the inside, and he has.
Oh, what defence from Mike Hart. He pulls across and says, no you don't, sunshine, and holds him off for the moment, and that has backed him into the chasing Dyer and Richards as well. So it's now a 4-car battle for victory. Bring it on.
Yeah, 4 for the lead now as we come up to the third lap of the restart, isn't it? As Hart comes through the last lap, last chicane rather, Robinson is right glued to him. He'll be thinking about the Dean hairpin, Jake, even though they've not even got to turn one yet. He knows, or will he? Because he's right on his, as we come across the line, looks like he might got the inside into turn one.
Yes, I think Robinson's going to make that lunge onto the inside line. Hart has got to leave him the space. He tries to cut across him. Robinson has still got the momentum. He's got the slipstream. He's going to have another opportunity to get the lunge. He pulls right across to the inside line. He dives from the braking zone. He's beaten into the corner. Thank you very much. But is he going to go wide here? Oh, not quite. He manages just to close down Mike Hart. But Mike will be fuming. Now he's the one who's going to be on the attack. And Dyer and Richards must be loving this because they know it's open house now.
Yeah, it's any one of these top 4, isn't it? But one of them's going to miss out on the podium if it stays like this. And who's that going to be? The way it's going, that could be Mike Hart. As much as I hate to say it, it just looks like he's dropping back. And Robinson, he's already pulled about three car lengths as we go through pit car. And Dyer looks like he's sizing up Hart for a move, perhaps as we come up to Tarzan. We haven't even got to Grayson's yet. Will we see a move to Grayson's? We saw Hart defend that move.
I think it's going to come. I think it's going to come at Tarzan. He has a look on the inside. Hart is going to shut the door, and Dyer is going to have an opportunity maybe to lunge from the late braking zone. I don't think he's going to try it from that far back. However, look out behind you, buddy, because Richards is really starting to size him up now, and he needs to get past Hart quickly now, does Dyer, because right on his tail, the 85 Clive Richards, he must have been frustrated in his qualifying session that he didn't get as many laps in as he would have liked to. And now he finds himself in 4th position, 1 place off the podium, and he knows he's got to make this move count. Mortimer is in 5th, Johnson is up to 6th. He did get past Day in the end. Out of the final turn, they're still nose to tail as Richards tries to make the move on Dyer for 3rd position, but they've spaced out a little bit now.
It's changing every corner, Jake. Every time it looks like Hart's dropping back from Robinson, he starts to close down again, and it's the same story for 3rd and 4th as Hart's got a really good run on Robinson. He sends one out the inside into Dean Hairpin. Is he going to pull it off? But Robinson's going for his now trademark move around the outside and has managed to hold on.
Robinson seems to be the last of the late breakers here at Rockingham when it comes to Dean Hairpin. He knows how to size up a move, and he certainly knows how to keep it on the right stuff around the outside. Mike Hart is now struggling for grip on the way through Yenwood as Dyer puts him under bigger pressure, and Richards has kind of fallen away a little bit. He's got 2 car lengths back that he's got to make up over the course of this lap. Dyer is getting desperate behind Hart. He goes for the move on the inside of the left-hander. No, he can't get through there. Dyer tries to make the move. He can't quite get past, and he's got to try again. He's going to have to build up a momentum through Gracelands once again. Down down the straight into Graceland, the left-hander. He's just going to size up the manoeuvre. He's got to be careful because Richards is on his tail again, and Mortimer is closing up on them as well. Mortimer is getting closer to the top four in 5th position, so it's anybody's guess as to who's going to get the podium here. Robinson still tucking in on the inside. Hart, Dyer, Richards getting a good line off the hairpin as they make their way for the chicane. I have a feeling that Richards might try and slingshot Dyer around the outside.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Robinson just with the gap out in front, then we've got 3 for second, and then we've got Mortimer there coming in. He's just going to be hoping this battling continues, and then 4 may become 5 as we now start another lap. Hart looks like he's just managed to gap Dyer behind him, who now has Richards sizing him up for a move into Dean Hairpin. Well, they do look evenly spaced out now as they go through turn 1. Well, we see who's going to be best on the brakes as we go into Dean Hairpin. It looks like different setups here, Jake. So, was that a move for second?
That was a bit of an open opportunity. Mike Hart left the door open a little, and Dyer just decided to pop his nose on the inside there to give him an opportunity further back. It's very, very close into the first corner between, I think that must be Lewis and Cassidy, scrapping it out, battling ball position. No, that's Tamplin and Lewis on the run to Dean Hairpin side by side in the lower positions. That's the fight for 22nd place. They're still having a great scrap, and now it is a 4-car battle for second place. Hart, Dyer, Richards and Mortimer are now almost nose to tail. Mortimer just a little bit away from this top 3 from 2nd to 4th place, but now Dyer has got his sleeves rolled up. He wants to go for this move. He is close enough to make a slingshot dive into Tarzan if he wants to, but Mike Hart is going to be defending valiantly. Here comes Dyer on the inside. Hart has left the door open and then he slams it shut. Richards is going to get the opportunity on the inside of Dyer off the exit of Tarzan. Brilliant racing.
Yeah, Richards is now on the outside though, coming into the last chicane. And I think, but he's squeezed him. Richards is squeezing Dyer. Dyer's just managed to sneak through. Richards, he knew that we had Dyer's front wheel to Richards' rear wheel, and Richards said, "No, mate, this is my corner." And now this has brought Mortimer a ticket to the 3rd place, and Hart now finds himself in what is a comfortable, well, for now, a comfortable 2nd position, and he can concentrate going after the leader Robinson.
And he's going to make another move again here up the inside. Well, this is an amazing overtaking move from Richards. He's had enough of sitting behind Dyer. He makes the move on the inside through to 3rd place. Dyer's going to try and defend on the outside of the corner. Mortimer is right there. It's almost as if these 3 cars are chained together now as they make their way through, and behind them they are still swapping places for 6th position. Johnson and Day having a great scrap for 6th position. They're swapping places pretty much every corner in that fight. Hart has been given a bit of a relief in 2nd position, but he can't get close enough to Robinson. Robinson is steadily going 0.3 of a second faster than the rest of the field here. He is doing a brilliant job. The only person that was close to him in terms of lap times on that last run was Day in the that was Mortimer, who managed to catch up with the battle side by side for 3rd position. There's barely any room, but he makes it through.
Oh, it's done him into Grayson's. That's a very clever move. As Richards would have thought that he would be waiting for Tarzan, but he's decided he's going to do it into Grayson's, and now he's defending into Tarzan.
The gap opens up. Very clever from Richards. And he's got him. He's got him.
Yeah, he's got him. Now he's going to be defending going into the last chicane. And now they've gifted 1st and 2nd.
But watch your rear view mirrors. Watch your rear view mirrors, because Mortimer's on your tail. This is magnificent. And these 3 battling are now for the final podium slot. It's not going to be 1st or 2nd, because Robinson and Hart have gone away from the rest. And now Hart has stepped up the attack. Robinson has done a 1:42. Hart has done a 1:41. So he is catching him up again.
Yeah, I think this is the first time in a race that Hart hasn't been looking in his mirrors, and now he's dialed in, and he's just concentrating on Robinson ahead, and he's visibly catching, but there's more battling for 3rd. Richards is defending. Dyer's trying to come around the outside. Mortimer's trying to come around the outside of the pair of them. And it's systematic, isn't it, for 3rd place? Who's gonna take that final podium position?
Well, if I was Johnson in the number 10 in 6th position, I'd be trying to stay as close to that battle as physically possible. We saw what happened when 3 into 1 didn't go with the pit path. Johnson might be able to pick up some very nice pieces here. It looks like we've got somebody off towards the back of the Dean hairpin, certainly running wide. A couple of places lost there.
Oh, move.
What a move. What a move, Dyer.
Trying to come up the inside of Richards into pit path.
And Richards goes a little bit wide. Dyer desperately trying to get through. I'd love to see these onboards later on YouTube. They're going to be sensational. Through the left-hander once again, and Richards gets a little bit wide. Dyer might have an opportunity to go round the outside of Tarzan. Mortimer is just hanging back, watching what these two do. Dyer gets late around the outside. He might be able to get the switchback on the inside. Here he goes. Yes, he goes for the undercut. They're going to be side by side, but Richards slams the door shut.
Yeah, the problem with trying to do the switchback at Tarzan is you find yourself again on the outside going into the chicane. And that's what Richards is doing very cleverly here. He's defending in all the right places at the right times. Mortimer has yet been able to have an impact on this battle yet, but Robinson looks like he's responding to Hart's challenge here. I think he's pulled out on that lap.
Very nice opportunity here for Dyer as he gets back on the tail of the 85 of Richards. This is going to be a great little slingshot. He's on the inside. He goes for it. This is a brilliant move from Dyer. He gets in before they even get out of the first corner. And down the straight once again. Richards goes for the very late braking round the outside. He might miss the apex of the corner altogether. He cuts through in front of him. This is brilliant. And they're still side by side out of the hairpin. No, Dyer gets back in front. This is brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Dyer's just hanging on there. I do not know how Richards managed to get that on the track. He tried to go around the outside of Dean Hairpin. Dyer said, no, you don't, mate. And now Mortimer still not being able to get past either of them.
And still Johnson and Day are swapping positions for sixth place, and that is bringing the 18 of Philip Jenkins onto the back of them. So it could be a three-way scrap for sixth position, and it is a two-man scrap for ninth, with Thacker and Amerson battling royally in their positions as well. Look how close Mike Hart is to Robinson now. He's really made the difference up in this last lap. He was only about a second behind him at the end of that last lap. Big slide. That was Richards getting it slightly wrong.
Yeah, he's given Dyer just a couple lengths advantage now. Dyer's not needing to defend Tarzan for the first time in ages.
Breaks late, but he
made a mistake.
He gets a great slingshot out of Dean Hairpin, and he's not going to be able to make an overtake into the chicane, but he's certainly going to wind him up very nicely.
Richards
turn one again.
Richards looks in a great position to be able to do a move into Dean Hairpin, as they're not even at the last corner yet, but that's what he'll be thinking. Mortimer is still with them there in third place, as the two leaders, still nothing to choose between them two. As we now look, Mortimer finally might make a move. He's sizing up Richards into turn one. Is he going to pull that move off? He's pulled alongside. Richards has to give him the room, and he has done so. And the pair of them are now closing up to the back of Dyer. So Mortimer finally gains position. That will be a relief to him. But Richards dives straight back up the inside of Mortimer as he made that move stick. Mortimer locks up going into the Dean Hairpin, and Richards has made that move back on Mortimer. So Mortimer briefly into fourth, but Richards straight back, takes that position straight back. And Dyer still not being able to get away from these two. So there's still three for third place, as Hart looks like he's better in the infield, Jake, doesn't it?
Yes, he does.
He seems to close up on this part of the track, but
yeah, he's right on the back of Robinson once again, and there's now a three-man brawl for sixth. Johnson, Day and Jenkins. I did say that Jenkins was having a great run to close up on those two for sixth position. It looks like those three could be scrapping for a top six place towards the end of the race. 2 minutes 14 left on the clock. Now I estimate that means that this is the penultimate lap of the race. We're not going to get more than one more lap, and Mike Hart knows it. He is closing in on Robinson. The gap was a second at the end of that last lap, but Hart is catching him all the time. I don't know whether he's going to be able to catch him enough to make a slingshot move. Big slide from Dyer. He just saves his bacon there, but now Richards knows that he is vulnerable.
yeah, Richards has got a run coming into the chicane. Dyer defends, and Richards cannot get up the inside rather. But I think we see the last lap board go up. We're just last lap. So Mike Hart closing in on Robinson. It's all to play for there. But the main battle, Jake, is third place. Richards has got the run on Dyer. Now will Dyer defend going into turn one? He does. And Richards is going for the outside on the oval.
Yep, Dyer holds the inside line through turn through turn one. He's not going to let him get past him easily, and he makes Richards go round the outside. He's not going to let him have the inside line. So he goes, okay then, I'll break later than you and I'll go for it. They hang on to it. Dyer gets the inside line. Richards tries to get the switch back. Mortimer is not too far away. And hang on a minute, Mike Hart is throwing that car around the racetrack. He's now right on the tail of Robinson. He might get a last corner slingshot here if he's not careful. And side by side for third position, Dyer and Richards almost bang wheels on the exit of Yedwood. In into Biff Baff they go, and Mortimer is swarming around all over the back of them. This is brilliant. Last lap stuff here, and it is a great three-man battle for six between Johnson, Day and Jenkins. Fantastic stuff. And Mike Hart has suddenly realised this is the last lap. I've got to give it everything I've got. I had the lead. I had it in control. I had a massive advantage, and I am about to lose this race on a poor restart. Very close indeed for third position as Dyer hangs on. Richards and Mortimer getting very close indeed to him. They might try a manoeuvre into the final chicane.
Yeah, Richards, it just doesn't look close enough for Mike Hart. I think Robinson's going to take this one home if he doesn't make a mistake. But here comes Richards. He's got that run on Dyer, but Dyer defends coming into the last chicane as they come down the school straight. And Richards has gone for the outside. It's all or nothing now. Who wants the podium? As we come through, it's going to be a run to the line, isn't it, between Richards and Dyer. Richards looking for the switchback. Robinson takes victory.
Yes, indeed. Robinson comes across the line and grabs the victory in fine style. Second is Mike Hart, right on his tail. And third position, punching the air with joy, the 73 of Matt Dyer.